What's up, y'all? So today's video, I literally came up with it out of the blue because an old friend of mine came over today and we were chatting, and I'd known this girl for about 4 years now, and she basically saw everything from then till now, and it made me want to do a video about how to not be a loser, right? Because honestly, I was a fucking loser back in the day. And I want to tell you how I stopped being a loser. Just from personal experience. But yeah, her and I were just chilling in the hot tub in my backyard after like a really long gym workout. We were just chilling, just talking, catching up about our lives. And we had a great time, and it got me thinking about how I stopped being a loser. So I guess I'll start off with things that made me a loser. I guess first and foremost, I had no, like, good friends, no good group to hang around. It's like, it's not only mindset, but it's also, like, how others, like, you feel others perceive you. Like, if other people are just fucking picking on you, you're probably a loser. If you don't have a group that you hang around, unless you're an introvert, but that's different, you're probably a loser. For me, you know, I didn't have a good group. I was unhappy a lot of the time. I don't know, just wasn't doing good in school. Wasn't doing good with women. Like, all the things that make a person a loser, right? And the very first thing that one has to do is find a catalyst, right? You know, at the gym, I've been talking to a lot of people at the new gym that I've been going to that's in my hometown, and I ask a lot of them why they're there and why they showed up there in the first place. And probably the most common answer is heartbreak. It's true. If you're a man and you've experienced heartbreak, you know how detrimental it can be in your life. And how good that first love was. But getting that first initial love is some other shit, you know? I feel like anybody, almost anybody aged like 14 to 17 can find some sort of relationship at some point. I mean, that sounds kind of ridiculous to say. Some people would just, it's impossible for them, but I would say a good chunk of 14 to 17-year-olds, it's really likely that they had a heartbreak or some sort of love interest or with a broken dream. And that hits you at your core, it hits you at your ego, it hits you where it most hurts. Like, people talk about when they do, like, psychedelics, like, way too many of them, they experience what they call an ego death, where their ego just stops. Like, everything that makes you feel good about yourself stops. And that's what happens during your first breakup if you're like me and you put her above everything. So once you have that breakup, if you're me, you have, like, way too many identity changes and you don't know what the hell to do with your life. And eventually I came around to the gym. I was like, hey, why don't I start doing this? Like, this is like solution number 20 after fucking being miserable, trying to keep myself from being bored constantly, trying to get good grades for once, trying to get a job for once, and doing all these things. There's one thing that I'm leaving out, but I'll save that for a future video. Basically, you gotta start going to the gym. At the end of the day, that is the confidence booster room for men, and women, but this is targeted towards men. I'm gonna be real with you. Like, if you're a woman, cool. It's probably not gonna help you very much. Maybe it can, I'm not sure. But yeah, you gotta start going to the gym, do as much research as you possibly can on lifting, diet, sleep, different splits, reps, routines. And the number one thing that most people leave out when they talk about going to the gym is that motivation, that discipline, the willpower to actually go and get it done. Because, you know, Gen Z is notorious for being, you know, the iPad kids that can't even get off their fucking couch, let alone spend hours of their day doing the hard work, you know? And for me, I really started going to the gym once I got to college. And this was kind of because I just wanted to feel better about my body. I wanted other people to look at my body and be like, whoa, this guy's a good body. I don't even have a great body yet. I mean, I have way better than I did before, for sure. But I have a long way to go. I have a very long way to go. So the gym is a great way to stop being a loser. I would say number 2 is act like a normal person. If you're acting weird and people know that you're acting weird, sure, you're being yourself, but probably just a loser. And I'm not calling people that are a minority in any way weird for being their minority. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about acting weird. I'm talking about referencing memes from 2016, or talking like you have your hand on your nose like this, or just so many other things. Or just being fucking annoying, you know? Just act like a normal person, you know? Try and be at least a little bit funny, make other people laugh every once in a while. And treat everybody with respect, unless they hate you. I was lucky enough to be able to go to college and have almost a reset when I got there, right? And I really didn't know anybody when I got to college, except for a few people that I didn't even talk to the entire year, except for like 1 or 2 times. And I had to start from scratch. And that first month before college, I was like, yep, we're getting this shit in order. How are we gonna make sure that this is not like high school, right? Where I'm just being picked on, and I'm miserable, and I'm not getting anything done, having bad grades, not having any friends, etc. Using those, you know, acting normal, going to the gym, waking up early, having a job, having a reason to wake up in the morning, having good hygiene. Those are all incredible things that you can be doing. And best of all, you gotta have your motivation from somewhere. For me personally, that motivation to actually start going to the gym and start things like NoFap and other things along those lines was a little YouTuber called Hamza. Started watching him about a month before college. That shit changed my life, to be honest. Like, if it weren't for him, I don't know where I'd be today. Sorry, I'm yawning. God, it's like 10 o'clock, and I had like 3-hour gym sesh. It was push day, and about 30-45 minutes of cardio after, so it was pretty tough. But yeah, once you get to the point where you've had a social reset, you figured out who you want to be, you figured out how to be who you want to be, you start going to the gym, everything should just, like, if something doesn't go horrendously wrong, you should be able to fix your shit up with that. I thought I would have more to say, to be honest. I thought that was going to be a little bit more of a touchy sort of video. But, you know, I could, like, explain, you know, the amount of times I got picked on and how I dealt with certain people, and everybody thought I was, like, weird and all that shit, and how much it messed me up. But at the end of the day, the thing that truly fixed me as an extrovert is just having a bunch of people that I like around in my life, and going to the gym, and having goals. Having goals is huge if you want to stop having depression. Having goals, writing them down, looking at them every day, several times a day, is huge. But yeah, I don't know. I swear I thought I would have more to say about this topic, but I really don't. Like, this is a really simplified version of this, because, you know, I was the loser probably till I was like 17. And I feel like if it was this simple, I wouldn't be a loser until I was 17. And somebody would have told me exactly this advice: to get my ass up, stop being a freaking idiot, stop hanging out with the people that are the lowest common denominator, stop doing drugs when I shouldn't, stop being a sedentary iPad kid, stop spending thousands of hours on video games. And yeah, it's really, I don't know, it's a lot more simple, but it's a lot more complicated to actually get done. I remember I was watching a Hamza video, and at the time I didn't really believe him. It was about mental health, and he basically said, your mental health is the reason why you do all these things, like eating junk food, being lonely, hanging out with the least common denominator, not going to the gym, all these things. And I didn't believe him. I was like, no, it can't be mental health. It has to be like whatever people did to me or whatever the fuck. But honestly, now my mental health is really good. And now I just go to the gym several times, like 5-6 times a week. I get my homework done. I hang out with friends and shit. And at the end of the day, it is mental health. But mental health and physical health go hand in hand. So you have to work on each one of them slowly, you know, to be able to make progress on both of them. I think that might have been the hardest part, actually, just getting out of that rut. But it's possible. If I can do it, anyone can. Not anyone, but like 97% of people can, for sure. But yeah, y'all have a great day.